samarreta d'imperi, pantalons que no lliguin gaire i una camisa oberta de pus vermells per no perdre l'aire. Samarreta d'imperi, pantalons que no lliguin gaire.
Day 2 of Barcelona. Just woke up. I don't know how late we stayed out last night, but I think we got good enough sleep. No.
I'm fucking tired.
And then today we booked a bike tour. It's about a 3-hour bike tour around the city. Currently gotta go to Barceloneta station, metro station, and from there we're gonna meet up with the bike group and just get a basic tour of what Barcelona has to offer, just all by bike. So weather is beautiful. Today is Sunday and the day's looking good. Last night was sort of a blur. Yeah. This is our whip for today. You excited, Winston?
No, I'm tired.
You're always tired. Why?
I am. You just woke up. What do you mean?
No sleep.
Bike tour we took is called Free Bike Tour Barcelona, where the only thing you pay is €7 for the insurance of the bike and booking fee. The tour guides make most of their money through tips, which is optional at the very end. Our first stop was the Columbus Monument, which was made for the International World's Fair in 1888. It was a reminder that Columbus reported to the Spain's monarchy at the time. Second stop was a sculpture called the Head of Barcelona, designed by American pop artist Roy Lichtenstein. It was made for the 1992 Summer Olympics that was hosted in the city. This event notably increased the population of Barcelona tremendously. As we begin to stroll within the Gothic Quarter, we were suddenly cut off by an ongoing protest. Spain has notably been going through a lot of political tension with the people of Catalonia, seeking independence from the nation of Spain. Eventually, we found an alternative route and continued with the tour. We made our way to Barcelona Cathedral. Completed in 1448, this cathedral was dedicated to Elena of Barcelona, a 13-year-old Christian who was tortured in 13 different ways to drop her religion when the Romans took over the city at the time. Some of the grueling tortures included being rolled down a hill, naked in a barrel full of glass and knives, cutting off her breasts and peeling her skin alive. Her remains is supposedly held in the crypt of this church, honoring her strong faith in Christianity. As we continued with the bike tour, we made our way to Arco de Triunfo, which was also made for the 1888 Barcelona World's Fair. With a long walkway that leads to the Citadel Park, many street performers at certain times of the day can be seen here. Which once occupied the biggest fortress in Europe in the 1700s, and is now known to be a public park. This park holds a huge fountain called the Cascada. Unfortunately, it was under maintenance when we were there. The park also have a lake you can ride boats on, a zoo, museum of natural sciences, and many historic sculptures that can be found all over the place. Definitely a great place for a picnic or a place to get away from the city, as it's considered one of Barcelona's hugest green space. We also passed by La Monumento, the last bullfighting arena that was operational in the city. Sagrada Familia. This church was designed by the famous architect Antoni Gaudí, where most of his work are now considered landmarks and can be found all across the city. Started being constructed in 1882, to this very day it's still going under construction, where it's anticipated to be finished in the year 2026. For that reason alone, we decided to come back after the bike tour to get a closer look, which will later be shown in this video. Barceloneta Beach. Anticipating to host the 1992 Summer Olympics, the government decided to drastically change their waterfront to become more of a tourist attraction. Features like an outdoor gym, luxury hotels, nightclubs, restaurants, and even a casino, it makes this location an easy hangout spot. As mentioned before, this church is still ongoing construction for the past 13 decades, and it truly shows. We're talking about 137 years to this day, where it won't be finished till another 7 more years. What's even more interesting is that the completion date is just the actual structure alone. The complete decorative elements of Antoni Gaudi's design won't be fully completed until the year 2030 or 2032. That's approximately 150 years just to complete this one church. So why is it taking so long? The details of every aspect of this church is very meticulous. It was said that he had even used live models to sculpt the sculptures of the people and animals you see. Antoni Gaudi's designs were very unconventional like most of his work, where even some of the approaches wasn't even fully possible at the time. His sudden death from a tram accident has also left the project unattended with his supervision, which led to more delays. With the church mainly being funded by private donations, the project was interrupted by the Spanish Civil War in 1936. In an outbreak of chaos, most of the original design work settled by Gaudi's have been destroyed, which paused the project until the 1950s. With advancement of technology and the collaboration of many other architects, Gaudi's design have been recreated with the remains with what was found. By using modern elements to complete the church, the mixture of old and new pieces can be seen very apparent, making the look of the church very unique. It is said at different times of the day when the sun hits the stained glass windows, the inside look of the church changes with different color tones, giving a different feel every time. Gaudi's body is actually buried in the crypt of the church. You can even visit his tomb if you like. Probably one of the best facts is just knowing that when you visit, you help contribute funds to completing this project. The construction and maintenance run approximately 25 million euros a year, which is all paid by the 3 millions of annual visitors as well as private donors.
So after a long day of just the bike tour, I also visit the big church, Sagrada Familia, one of the biggest and oldest church that's still under construction. I'm not a religious person, but church was nice. Any thoughts on the church?
Nah.
Trying to experience the culture, you know? Now it's our second last night in Barcelona, and we're heading out for a couple drinks. Keeping it light today, or so I say right now.
5 hours later.
And yeah, we've been drinking literally every day. We just finished our Henny bottle. Do it all again.
For the rest of the night, we decided to just bar hop around while snacking on tacos and nachos.
The next morning.
Last day in Barcelona, we're going to the beach.
Before we made our way to the beach, we decided to have breakfast at the market since we didn't have the chance to eat last time. If you ever plan on visiting here, just know that it's closed on Sundays.
Breakfast going down.
Tom is living his best life. What's the verdict?
Dude, she needs to go harder. Sun setting, chilling on the beach all day. I think we're in about 6, 7, 8 beers. Yeah, so people.
€1 beers?
€1 beers. It's probably the cheap stuff though. Or maybe they're leaving, who knows, but every time we bought a round, it was getting cheaper and cheaper. And every time we're getting a deal, we were getting a better deal after that. Like, it was dumb. First it started at for what? 3 for 5. €1 after per beer. Like, I think they're all leaving and that's why they're trying to get rid of their shit. Cheers. So, me and Wiz were just talking about the hustle here, how diverse it is in terms of where you go. So in Spain and Barcelona, black people are chopping usually fake Gucci bags and the LV stuff, the glasses, all the bootleg stuff. Brown people are usually chopping beers and water on the beach, and sometimes a little bit of yayo. And then the Asian people here are just selling massages. What the fuck?
We do.
And yeah, and they all speak Spanish, of course, but it's funny. I thought it was funny. Last night here, and we randomly chose a spot in the Gothic Quarter to eat. With decent amount of reviews, the prices were definitely cheap for the abundance of food you actually get. I believe we got a 3-course set meal that even comes with sangrias for around €20 each.